Welcome back to Summer Grillin'. We are rounding out beef month, and we are with Kelly with the Kentucky Beef Council, and we have Peruvian steak kebabs today.
Yes. So we just elevated simple kebabs that you could make as a family. Super simple, super few ingredients. All we used was a zucchini, a yellow squash, and some skirt steak. So maybe not necessarily the cut of beef you're thinking when you think a kebab. I'm thinking top sirloin, sirloin tips, cubed steak that you already have at the store. But skirt steak is extremely cost effective. It usually comes in bulk, so you'll find it at your local grocery store, probably wrapped up, and it's a lot more than you think, or maybe you know what to do with. So I got one package, and it was about 1.5 pounds, almost 2 pounds, and it'll stretch for really far. So all I had to do was slice up that those squash and those zucchini kind of thin. I wanted my steak to be a little bit thicker because I just love having a really heavy meat kebab myself. And then you just make the delicious marinade and sauce.
So how did you marinate this kebab?
Yeah, so absolutely. So we went ahead and we put some chilies, Spanish white onion, and then all the seasonings. So I'm thinking garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, pepper, salt into a bag. Mixed it all with that chili, the sauce from the can of chilies. And then you're going to want to set, the most important part is you're going to want to set aside part of that marinade and not put it on the beef. So once you put that marinade in the beef, and that reason is because once we take our steak out of the marinade, you can have it for usually 6 to 12 hours. Overnight with a skirt steak is going to be more favorable. It'll soak up all of the nice juices with that maybe lime juice if you put in it. It'll cut down all the like the tender, make it a lot more tender. But then you're not going to want to use that marinade that has touched that raw beef. You're going to want to throw it away. But it also can be a delicious sauce. So at the end, when you're done with the kebabs, you can pour that remaining marinade to even get more of those flavors on top.
So when you're grilling, you assemble all your kebabs. When you put this on the grill, can you put that sauce on there while you grill it? Does it make it a little more flavorable?
Yeah, you can. You're just going to have to want to make sure that you continue watching it. Just like with the kebabs, I actually brought some with me today just to showcase that I soaked these beforehand. So one of the big things, having to soak them at least for an hour. When you're soaking them, they won't catch on fire. They can leave the ends of the kebabs less toasty. Hopefully you aren't burning the wood while you're doing that. It makes it a lot easier to flip them and turn them while you're grilling as well. Add a sauce while you're doing it as well. Just make sure that you're not pouring it into the grill and catching it on fire.
So for a kebab, what is the right temperature to make sure your steak is cooked correctly?
Yeah, so if you have your meat thermometer, make sure you do. With the steak, I like medium rare, so that's 145 degrees, but if you like medium, that'll be 160, and well done is going to be closer to 170.
And so if we want to find this recipe and many more with what kind of cuts of meat we find at the grocery store with the Kentucky Beef Council, where do we find that?
kybeef.com. We have recipe collections for all of your needs and a search engine that you can use.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite search engines you all have, that you can go to the store, put that in, what kind of meat you have or what you have at your house, and that gives you all those recipes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kelly, for these great grilling recipes.
Thank you for having me.
If you want to find this and many more, go to wkyt.com/summergrillin'.